I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, they budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will even compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs. A wise man once said, the 5 steps in teaching an employee a new skill are preparation, explanation, showing, observation, and supervision. Welcome to another episode of Property Doctor, the show that brings to property owners and property users the easiest remedies to beautify your homes, maintain your homes, and save money. In our previous episode, we discussed basic skills in construction because we noticed that many people think you only need to have a degree to become an architect or an engineer, a builder, a land surveyor, a quantity surveyor, an estate surveyor, or even a regional planner, that is a town planner. But we have the unskilled workers as well as skilled workers such as the bricklayers, the plumbers, the technicians, the carpenters, the tilers, the draughtsman, and so on. On this episode, I have with me experts in some of these related fields I have mentioned earlier. Without them, we can't have our buildings standing. And we'll be having in-depth discussion on how these skills can be attained and the processes that are involved. With me in the studio, I have on my left-hand side engineering crafts, ABDULSALAMI AYOBAMI KAZEEM. He is the president, United Mason Association, and also the MD, the CEO of Kazlam International Ventures Limited. Is an engineering craftsman. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
And on my right, I have OLANREWAJU HASSAN. Is the chairman, Nigerian Association of Engineering Craftsmen, NAEC, the Abuja chapter. Is the national president, Association of Tilers, Nigeria Limited, and also the MD, CEO, Favorite Structures and Consultancy, Nigeria Limited. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
So, welcome to Property Doctor. We will be discussing why you need professional skills in construction. So, I start with you, engineering craft, OLANREWAJU HASSAN. With your experience in the tiling industry, like in tiling, what skill can you say one needs to have to become a tiler? Do you need a degree or do you need to go to school? You know, some people cannot afford to go to school and some people don't even like going to school. So what do you need to become a tiler?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My honorable doctor. It's nice to meet you, and we must appreciate your good work in building industry.
Thank you very much.
Because we are always watching you and we see your good work, and we pray that God will continue to strengthen you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And bring more lights to the construction industry in general.
Thank you.
Once again, my name is Engineering Craft OLANREWAJU HASSAN, as I said earlier. It doesn't take much to become a professional tiler. But first thing first is your mind. It's all about you.
So you have to make up your mind that you want to become a tiler.
Yes.
Okay.
That is because it is your interest that matter most.
Of course.
Because this is where your mind is, what you have interest in.
Yes.
That's where your mind is.
That means you must have a passion
Yes,
for it.
for it.
And it doesn't matter whether you go to school or you don't
not.
or you don't go to
That
school.
is first step.
Okay.
So if you have make up your mind that this is what I'm going for,
Yeah.
that is when, because there is a challenge, we must say the truth.
Yeah.
There is a challenge in processing of learning, not only tiling work now, learning in general.
Yeah.
Because I thank God that Nigerians are now discover that what can put food on your table now is the skill.
Yeah.
The white man is going back with their white collar jobs. So we Nigeria now, we just have no option than to do the needful.
Yeah.
So the process is this. Make up your mind first. whether you go to school or not. The advantage of going to school is there as well, because you being educated, as an educated person, come to that trade is going to help you a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why we are also pleading with those who that not even go to school, learning the work to upgrade themselves.
Yeah.
Because there is some work that you must have that knowledge as well.
Okay, so it's good for you to be educated, at least to a certain level. And you can also not go to school to become a tiler. So it depends on your interest.
Yes,
so the
exactly.
passion is very important. So you see, it is important you become an entrepreneur, like he's saying, because this job is putting food on his table, and this job is sending his children to school, is paying his bills. In Nigeria today, we need an army of entrepreneurs working and building our society. Maybe with that, it will help the society and it will help our people generally to develop and become a better nation. Are there professional courses or applications that you think we need to know or that can be used to become a tiler? What are the things you think we need to use to become a tiler?
First thing, as I said earlier, when you have been trained by a professional tiler for some years, it depends on age as well. Because if you someone that just come out from secondary school now, that's trying to learn a trade, you cannot compare it to someone that's already been graduate as 30, above 30, and like that.
Okay,
the
so
way you
graduates learn faster.
Faster.
Okay, than somebody that's younger. Okay. So what are the things you need to have to become a tiler?
To become a tiler is just for you to go for the trade, to learn.
Okay,
from you become apprentice.
Okay, like having a mentor.
Yes, someone that will train you practically on that field.
Okay.
Because you must become a apprentice. So that apprentice now, that's when you start learning.
Yeah.
So it is your God that will know if you are now a professional. You have known this because you may not even know it all with him. At least there is some critical ones.
Okay.
Because it's a technical.
My viewers, for those of you that are not Nigerians, you heard him say, "My oga." My oga means my boss or my leader.
Yeah.
So because we have people that are not watching, people that are watching that are not Nigerian. So when you said my oga, they'll be wondering,
yes, that's boss.
Oga? So oga in Nigeria means a boss or the leader.
So you must have a boss to train you.
All right.
And when you have been well trained, you have know the techniques of the tiling work. Then, if it is a professional that is training the person, the person now know what to do. Then you go for trade test.
Oh, you go for a test as well.
Yes, as well in labor and productivities.
All right.
They that trade test take 3 years for you to have it. Yes.
3 years.
Yes, you have grade 3 first. Then you go for practical again. Then you have grade 2. Then before you have the 1. The grade 1 is the final. That is when you are now a satisfied tiler from labor and productivity.
Okay.
Coming out from there is an association that we call Nigerian Association of Engineering Craftsmen. It's auspice of Koren.
Okay.
Koren is the one that is governing the body. We have 4 bodies that Koren is governing. That's Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria. Okay. That is Koren. It's govern engineer, technologists, technicians, and artisans. That's craftsmen. Craftsmen.
Okay.
Because artisans are someone that has not been licensed. There is a difference between craftsmen and artisans.
Okay.
I will come back and we'll come to that.
Okay. Just because of time,
yes.
Let us move on faster.
Okay.
So, in recent times, so some people just give themselves the title engineer. Yep. And, when they give themselves the title engineers or architects, whereas they have not been trained, like you have just said. Now, I think I should give you this question. Okay. What skill do you need to have to become an engineer? I mean, an engineering craftsman.
Family.
Engineering craftsman. He has said some things just now. Wow. So we'll just move on so that we don't waste so much time.
I think my brother have said it all. You see, to be a professional tiler, a professional artisan, it's not a day job.
You are a professional mason. So you know much about mortar, mixture, and all that.
You see,
so
it's not a day job. It's something you really need to work for. I could remember when we all started as a mason. You understand? When my boss that trained me is not a professional mason.
He wasn't a professional mason.
Yeah, but you know, then they don't see it as team fit to be professional. As far as you know how to practice this work and you have been doing it, and nobody is questioning you for that.
Yeah.
But the era of just learn work, you understand, and start practicing it, at the beginning it's becoming outdated. Yeah. Because I could remember where I learned work, I wasn't learning how to read building plan.
Okay, so when you got
all
trained,
what we just need,
like he said in the Quran, when you are trained, you'll be trained on general aspects.
As an artisan.
Yes.
All what you know is that,
you read the plan,
how to leave block.
Interpret the plan.
Yes, exactly. That's where I'm heading to. You understand? All what we were taught is that, okay, you want to be a mason, yes, how to lay mortar, how to lay block, how to do plastering, dressing, and the rest, and so on and so forth.
So when you were learning how to lay your blocks, you were taught your top level?
Yeah, the top level, how to throw your ring, the plumb, how to hold your plumb. That's why I said yesterday that once you hold through it and you are not a messy, I will tell you, don't bother disturb yourself.
When you hold your trowel, we will know whether you are trained.
This is our fault.
Whether you are trained or not.
Actually, what prompted me to this masonry work is just that where I want to go to school. I lost my mom and my dad when I was very young, and after graduating from my institution, I get a white-collar job, just like what my brother said. But along the line, I realized that after I now enter into the profession, I see it's a very dirty job, all those stuff, and honestly, when I now develop interest in it.
It's actually a dirty job, but the money that is coming out of it is not dirty.
It was when I now get there, you understand, after training myself, I graduated. Now to pull out of it, now after graduating, we need to expand it beyond the way we're taught.
Yes.
You understand? That was what prompted me that we're supposed to have a regulatory body that's supposed to be regular. That's how we begin to understand what NAEC is all about. If you mention NAEC to some artisan, they'll say, what is NAEC?
NAEC, yeah.
You understand? But this is the family they belongs to.
Yeah.
Am I communicating?
Yes.
This is the family we all belong to that we need to work towards and try to expose. There are many training that is going on day in, day out.
All right.
You understand? So all this what TETFund is doing now, there are many
things that we can do.
So the more you train yourself, the more you get exposed. All what we taught yesterday is becoming outdated every day. Yeah. And we need to improve ourselves.
Okay, so you know the world is changing. Technology is changing. You know the pre-COVID era, and this is the post-COVID era. We're entering the post-COVID era now. So a lot of things have been improving in the world. Computerization has really gone so far, and people are implementing different things and trying different methods. So can you tell us briefly, you know, in Nigeria, we don't have already made sand and cement mixed in the stores, but outside the country, we have sand, cement mixed already. You can just buy and just put some amount of water, which can be explained to you. But is there a way you can tell us the amount of sand, cement, and water that can be put together, even if you don't get it in the store, so that you can do it yourself if you see maybe a problem in the house and you want to just quickly learn it? Because we have found out that you don't need to just learn the job or learn the skill because you want to put food on your table, but at least learn it as a hobby. So can you just tell us about how you can get those mixture, the quantity that you can put together to mix? Actually,
in a nutshell, what I believe is that there's no country in the whole world that is not endowed with one resources or the other.
All right.
You understand? And the soil in your country determines the mixing ratio you're supposed to expect. You understand? There are some sand that you expect that when you are mixing it with this ratio, it's not going to, a bag of cement will not be that enough. Okay. Just like, even in Nigeria, let me use Nigeria as an example.
Okay, so the texture of the sand is going to...
Because just like rock now, you know, we have live rock, we have dead rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you are mixing a dead rock as in dead stone dust. You know, there are some quarry now in Nigeria that before they get to the live rock, they start with dead rock. Okay, and if the missing ratio of that dead rock is maybe 12 epan per bag, you don't expect the live rock to you don't expect to use exact that 12
amount.
You understand? So if you are using like 10 buckets of dust one, you understand, with 1 bag of cement. When you are using live rock, that's dust one of live rock. You can end up using like 12 buckets, and it's still going to give you the same strength.
Okay.
Am I communicating?
I'm trying to understand 12 head pan
12
and 12 bucket. Bucket and head pan, is it the same
Yes, it's the same measurement,
okay.
yeah. It's either you know, in the olden days we make use of a pan. Now
we use the bucket.
Bucket.
When you say bucket, that means
that's
paint.
20. That's 20.
Paint bucket,
yeah,
right?
That's paint bucket. You understand?
All right.
That's 20 kg.
Okay.
20 liter there.
Thank you. Let's go on a short break, and when we return, I'll give you some takeaway points on the skills that you can acquire as somebody in the construction industry. But before we go, Property Doctor has some products that will be very helpful to you, to our homes, and it will help us to stay healthy. We have Property Doctor soap, liquid soap. We have Property Doctor hand wash, and PD air freshener, PD bleach, and PD paint. Under PD paint, we have the satin paint and the emulsion paint. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, they budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will even compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs. Time you are watching Property Doctor, and on this episode I have with me in the studio engineering craftsman OLANREWAJU HASSAN and engineering craftsman ABDULSALAMI AYOBAMI KAZEEM, and we are discussing why you should have a professional skill in construction. You know, shelter is very important and it's one of the basic needs of man. So everybody needs to have an idea about how to manage your building, because we are all staying in an apartment or a home, or we're staying somewhere covered by shelter. So we need to have an idea or have a knowledge about how to manage our homes, even on our own, before getting a professional. So these guys are here to give us professional advice on various skills you can learn in the construction industry. So as the head of the governing body, what certification governs your profession?
Yeah, that's a current license.
The current license?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so you get the current license
yes,
to...
so there is a process to have the license.
Okay, so you have a license
Yes,
now?
I'm a licensed craft engineer. That's why I can call myself craft
Engineer. Yeah.
OLANREWAJU HASSAN.
Okay.
Without that license, you mentioned that you will be reprimanded for it.
Wow.
Yes.
So there's a punishment for that.
Definitely.
You know, some guys on site, maybe they've been practicing masonry work. After a while, they'll just put engineer. So what you're saying is they can be punished for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what level can one reach to earn a certification from the national body?
That's good. That's where I was start. That's where I start from, by saying when you have learned the trade and
Yeah.
you become a professional through the professional person that train you.
Yeah.
That's when you obtain this trade test. After the trade test, you come to the office of Nigerian Association of Engineering Craftsmen. It's a national body, government body. We have the executives are there. We have national president.
Yeah.
So that is the body that will satisfy you.
Okay.
That is a certificate from NAEC, that's Nigerian Association of
Engineering Craftsmen.
That certificate is what current is looking up to.
Okay.
With that certificate is what you take to current that you will use to obtain the license.
Okay.
So getting the license, that's when you become a qualified craft engineering
Crafts personnel. Okay, now, thank you. So, engineering craftsman AYOBAMI, ABDULSALAMI,
AYOBAMI,
KAZEEM. What is your advice to young people that are wishing to start a career in construction?
Well, my simple advice for them is that building industry, as far as I'm concerned, let's just leave building industry alone. Artisan, as far as I'm concerned, is the only possible solution to Nigerian problem, if actually we want to get it right.
So we need to be trained.
We need to be trained.
We need to do things right.
Even if you are graduate, doesn't mean you cannot still learn.
A skill.
You understand? You're learning a skill is not reducing any value from the certificate you have from an institution.
Yeah,
I'm also a graduate, you understand?
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm still a mason.
Amazing.
I said it when I was at the first segment of the interview that the essence of this is just for me, like, let me just get this, manage myself out of the higher institution and just get out of it. But when you have passion for something, it's not always easy, because I never believe I can get to where I am today. You understand? Yeah. And today, my certificate is just like, I just keep it under my bed.
Oh, wow.
Over 11 years, I've graduated from my institution. I don't think I even know where I just dumped it. You understand?
All right.
And because of what? Because of the privilege I get from this artisan industry, this building industry. You understand? And anything you are doing, try to brand your own. Get a way to get it in a way that, don't try to copy anybody. Do it in a way that, yes, if anybody sees it in future, they would like to copy or try to emulate what you are doing. You understand? So, because in building industry is a very wide family. You understand? It's a very wide family, but we need to do it in a way that at least we can showcase whatsoever we have to other people.
Thank you. There was one question I wanted to ask you briefly. Okay. You know, you were talking about the way tiles are being laid. Is there a rule, briefly, how you can lay the tiles quickly or do the tiles well so that they don't have a problem? Or do you have problem? Or you can just put your tiles on the ground and just put it like that? Or is there a way you can do it so they can do it well?
Okay, let me clarify something. You see, in tiling industry, there is one thing we call cut and nail. Okay. We call it cut and nail because I said yesterday that there is our tools is very cheap. Yeah. But I want to make it clear that there is, if you really need a quality job, there is some tools that you go for. You need to have to make you have that. So what you are saying now it depends on the person, because tiling work is not something that just put sand, mix cement, and just draw on the ground. Yeah. There is a techniques.
Okay. So there are techniques to lay tiles and to make it straight, level, square.
You start from leveling. Yeah. When you get your screeding, you know, as time goes on, there is something that will be unveiled. Because in Nigeria, we'll just carry sand and cement, we mix, we draw, we lay tiles. Yeah. It's not normal.
Oh, okay, so
there's a way dry screeding.
We'll do screeding.
So we'll do screeding, then later leave it for some days again, water it very well. Then we call it combing and laying. Yeah. That's what they use overseas there. You will see them, if there's some clip, that video you watch now, you will see them, they will comb it. They will set the ties properly. You will not see any kinking, but in Nigeria, we want to do and go.
You see, yes, it's very important we learn this craft. It's very, very important. Outside the country, in civilized worlds, before they get you to do something, you must be certified. Before you become a tiler, you have to be certified. Before you even cut someone's hair, you must be certified. So let's do the right thing and get the right people to do the right job for you. If you can get money, if you can work so hard to get money, how come you will be careless giving quacks or people that are not professionals that earn money to manage for you? That doesn't sound right. Thank you all for the wonderful insights you have shared with our viewers today. This conversation, I know, will inspire someone listening and more youth to become professional in this industry. You know, we need army of entrepreneurs and we need professionals to manage the world and to give us a better place. Remember, knowledge is power. Information is liberating, and education is the premise of progress. To our viewers, thank you for joining us on this episode. I hope you have learned something from these professionals in the studio. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do so. Also follow us on Facebook at Property Doctor NG, on Instagram at Property Doctor NG, and on Twitter at Property Doc NG. Make sure you join us next week, Tuesday, for another exciting episode of Property Doctor. Have a beautiful week ahead, and God bless you. Bye.
I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, the budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will even compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs.